And to be completely honest, if I was Angel Reese, I'd be pissed off at that too. Basically saying she should be academically ineligible to play. Like, I'd be pissed off about that too if somebody was making up rumors like that.
Flau'jae Johnson didn't hold back. She made it clear. We're not friends. She pointed to behind-the-scenes locker room issues and intense media attention as the reasons behind her falling out with Angel Reese. This is the same Angel. Reese she once called her best friend, the same teammate she shared a national championship with at LSU. Now, the rift is public and fans can't stop talking about it. Just listen to this.
Angry black woman that has some talent. She's a great rebounder, a great defender, could be an effective player in the WNBA, but she's so toxic, she's so angry, she's so bitter, she's so selfish. No one wants to play with her.
And it doesn't end there. A rumor reportedly started by Flau'jae's mother about Angel's 1.7 GPA has only added more fuel to the fire. So what really happened between these two former teammates, and how did things spiral so far? Let's break down what Flau'jae meant by locker room stuff and just how deep this fallout really runs.
So yeah, that is a really interesting one. It was a lot of locker room stuff, media stuff that went on behind the scenes, and it is an interesting one, and we cannot forget the whole Angel Reese of the 1.7 GPA rumor that was started by
Flau'jae Johnson's revelation took many fans by surprise. For anyone who followed her and Angel Reese during their time at LSU, the idea that they're no longer friends just doesn't align with what we saw on the court. They weren't just teammates, they called each other sisters, sharing a bond and chemistry that helped bring home a national championship. From their celebrations to the inside jokes and constant support, everything seemed genuine. So when Flau'jae said, "We're not friends," it was a lot of locker room stuff and media stuff, it hit differently. This wasn't just minor drama. It marked a complete shift in their relationship. And she didn't stop there. She had more to say.
What you said, you guys aren't friends. Is that because of some of the things that we've seen before with the conversations with your people?
Yeah, it was a lot of media. It was a lot of locker room stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, stuff that go on behind the scenes. But
it was clear Flau'jae Johnson didn't hold back. She directly pointed to behind-the-scenes locker room tension and constant media attention as the key reasons behind the fallout. She explained there was a lot happening off-camera that fans didn't see, and naturally the questions started pouring in. Was there a fight? Was it jealousy? Or did the outside pressure simply become too much? Flau'jae made one thing clear. Being teammates doesn't mean you have to be friends. You don't have to be friends when you're on a team, she said. It was a raw and honest look into what really happens behind closed doors in the high-pressure world of elite basketball.
You know what I mean?
2 years.
Yeah, but we did see them, and they were like, they had each other's backs, and you know what I mean? Like they seemed like pretty close to me.
She been saying they weren't friends though. It's not a beef. It's just that we just not.
They ain't close no more.
The media pressure certainly didn't help. Whether Flau'jae and Angel were seen together or noticeably apart, fans and commentators read into every moment. Social media dissected every post, every missed high five, every glance on the sidelines. Flau'jae even said, "You try to focus on the game, but everyone wants to highlight the wrong things." It felt like being under a microscope 24/7, and that kind of constant scrutiny can put a strain on even the strongest friendships. But then came another twist.
Yeah, I mean, I know also too there was the incident with the parents going back and forth on social media as well, but they got through that. But I just feel like they went through so much together because, you know, the noise was so loud around them and they were doing it together. So I think I would have loved to hear her say, like, they're not maybe as close, but they still speak or they whatever. We not friends sounds like, I'm good.
Flau'jae acknowledged that her own mother was behind the rumor about Angel Reese's alleged 1.7 GPA. As she put it, "We cannot forget the whole Angel Reese has a 1.7 GPA rumor that was started by my mom." The rumor quickly gained traction online, adding even more fuel to an already tense situation. While Flau'jae downplayed its impact, insisting it didn't really affect their relationship, it's hard to ignore how things can spiral when family members get involved. In situations like this, trust can erode quickly, and what once seemed like a strong bond can unravel fast.
And to be completely honest, if I was Angel Reese, I'd be pissed off at that too. Basically saying she should be academically ineligible to play. Like, I'd be pissed off about that too if somebody was making up rumors like that.
All of this suggests something much deeper than a simple argument or a tough day in the locker room. When someone as close as Flau'jae, once calling Angel Reese her best friend, publicly says they're no longer friends, it raises a serious question. What's it really like to be part of Angel's inner circle? Is this just an isolated fallout, or are we starting to see a pattern that's becoming harder to ignore?
People that played with her at Maryland and LSU did not enjoy their experience. Haley Van Lee, their freshman or their rookie guard, not excited about having to reconnect with Angel.
Flau'jae's call-out is just the latest hint of tension that seems to follow Angel Reese from team to team. Despite her massive following and constant spotlight on her performance, the behind-the-scenes narrative appears to tell a different story. While the media often celebrates her, there's a growing conversation that Angel carries a certain energy. Some might call it confidence, others say arrogance, that can quickly wear on those around her.
They put a super team around Caitlin Clark because people want to play with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
The Chicago Sky, they look perhaps worse than they were a year ago because people don't want to play with Angel Reese.
The whispers are getting louder. Critics say Angel Reese is difficult to work with, more focused on her personal brand than her impact on the court. Allegations of being self-centered have begun to overshadow her stats, and when players like Marina Mabrey and possibly even Chennedy Carter appear to distance themselves or sit out, fans start connecting the dots. It's beginning to look like no one wants to play alongside Angel Reese, and that might speak louder than any box score ever could.
Now, Marina Mabrey, she's already flown the coop on this team, and it was quote-unquote because of culture.
Let's begin with the culture concerns. Marina Mabrey departed from the Chicago Sky before the current season even got underway. In interviews, she alluded to issues with the team's culture, though she didn't name names or explicitly mention Angel Reese. Still, the timing of her exit before a single game raised questions about what was really happening behind the scenes. When a player leaves that abruptly, it usually signals something serious that they either can't or won't tolerate.
Well, what happened to the culture? Who torched the culture? Who's selfish on the team that would cause the culture to melt down? And what's crazy about this is she had Angel Reese's back. And I can't help but wonder, is that what happened here? Is Angel Reese?
Then there's Chennedy Carter, another Chicago Sky player, who took to threads asking fans which WNBA teams they'd like to see her join next season. As a restricted free agent, the Sky technically have the option to retain her, but making such a public post clearly signals her dissatisfaction. While Carter hasn't directly blamed Angel Reese, it's hard to ignore that two key players are either leaving or considering leaving within a short time frame. That kind of turnover rarely happens without serious tension simmering beneath the surface.
I'm not going to lie to you. I assumed the Chicago Sky was going to bring her back. But maybe she wants to leave, which is the most interesting part of it. Could there be a player in Chicago she wants to get away from? Can you imagine her wanting to leave a team to get away from somebody?
What's fueling all this? The conversation goes beyond just on-court performance. It's about how the spotlight seems to follow Angel wherever she goes and how that impacts team dynamics. Some teammates reportedly feel like everything revolves around Angel, her highlights, her interviews, her personal story, while the rest of the roster gets overshadowed and fades into the background.
And I don't know if you've ever noticed her social media posts, but she's very me, always. I, me. Well, you may have a player that has decided that she's had enough of that.
When the media zeroes in on a single player repeatedly, it can leave the rest of the team feeling overlooked and undervalued. For anyone craving genuine team chemistry, that nonstop spotlight on one individual can quickly become exhausting and damaging.
You talk about leaving a team, that's not the greatest look in the world at all.
Sports psychologists emphasize that team chemistry is just as vital as talent in achieving success. When the locker room feels divided or players believe their contributions go unnoticed, building trust with someone like Angel becomes nearly impossible. Given the rumors and reports about her being the center of attention both on and off the court, it's easy to understand why some teammates might be seeking a fresh start elsewhere.
Is anybody going to want her? Maybe that's the best question. I mean, certainly there's real attitude issues.
Those departures and public posts suggest a pattern that's hard to ignore. Angel's personality might be the common factor. Now, with all eyes on the Chicago Sky, people are beginning to wonder if her presence is turning the locker room into a source of chaos rather than cohesion.
The year she played with Angel Reese in college was the most difficult of her career, and she moved on and hit the portal again just to get away from Angel Reese. This angry black woman that has some talent. She's a great rebounder, a great defender, could be an effective player in the WNBA, but she's so toxic.
Is Angel Reese the storm brewing in the Chicago Sky locker room? That's the question fans can't stop asking as the season grows increasingly turbulent. Speculation reached a fever pitch after Kennedy Carter took to threads asking followers where she should play next, a rare move for a restricted free agent under contract. That public call-out wasn't just about exploring options, it sent a clear message. Something inside the Sky locker room isn't right, and Carter wants out.
She's so angry, she's so bitter, she's so selfish. No one wants to play with her. That message, didn't the weigh-ins used to? There should be a message there that people are missing.
But Carter isn't the only key player making moves. Marina Mabrey's departure before the season even began added another layer to the drama. Both Carter's social media post and Mabrey's exit have fans and analysts searching for a common thread. Reports pointed to culture issues as a factor in Mabrey's decision to leave. When two crucial players are heading for the door, it's hard not to wonder what's really happening behind closed doors. These aren't bench warmers. They're central to the team's identity, and their decisions speak volumes about the locker room atmosphere.
This whole persona that she's taken on, it's toxic.
So in other words, Angel Reese shouldn't be such a menace while drinking her juice in South Central. Yeah, there's obviously Angel Reese fatigue.
So what's driving this unrest? Some analysts suggest that Angel Reese's intense focus on building her personal brand might be overshadowing her teammates and disrupting team chemistry. There's no denying she's a star. Her stats, interviews, and presence both on and off the court are impossible to ignore. But when the spotlight rarely shifts away from her, it can start to feel like everyone else is cast in a supporting role. That kind of dynamic doesn't always sit well with players, who want to be recognized not just for their on-court performance, but also for who they are as teammates.
What you have described is, Caitlin Clark is that fine perfume that attracts people. Or Caitlin Clark is. Angel Reese is rage. She's a repellent. And that is the reality.
You can sense the tension in how things have unfolded. Carter's openness about exploring other teams and Mabrey's quiet but telling departure both hint that what's going on in Chicago goes beyond basketball. It's about the culture, the relationships, and the sense of belonging, or the lack thereof, that players experience. When key members of a roster are ready to walk away, it's usually a strong indicator that the foundation isn't as solid as it should be.
But if you're a team, do you really want her on the team? I wouldn't. I mean, look, maybe she's part of the culture problem.
This kind of drama isn't new in pro sports. Teams with big personalities often struggle to keep everyone on the same page. But with the Sky, the pattern is becoming hard to ignore. Multiple players moving on, public hints of dissatisfaction, and ongoing rumors about the locker room all signal a deeper issue, one that goes beyond wins and losses. The big question now is, can the Sky survive this tension, or will Angel Reese's personality continue to push players away?
But these are two of the relevant players, and obviously playing the same college team and not having the greatest relationship with each other is going to always be newsworthy.
Angel Reese's fallout with Flau'jae Johnson, her growing reputation for putting herself first, and the wave of locker room departures all point to a bigger story than just one friendship gone sour. Flau'jae's "we're not friends" statement didn't just break the internet, it revealed how even the closest bonds can fracture under pressure. Combine that with reports of culture issues and teammates wanting out, and it's clear this saga is about more than just basketball skills. Will Angel's talent outshine the controversy, or will the drama continue to follow her? Drop a comment below. Do you think Angel can change her locker room image? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more WNBA insights.